Hello and welcome to this lesson on the fine old song When You and I Were Young, Maggie. I've done it in this kind of old-timey way with my DG Melodeon and some frailing banjo. I'm going to teach you how to play it on the DG Melodeon. I'm going to use this Hohner Erica, which is a fourth button start instrument, and by that I mean this. The fourth button down on the G row, on the push is G, and on the D row it's D. Okay? This piece is in G major, so the G row is our main row. That'll have the normal headed notes in my music, and the notes on the D row will be represented by diamond headed notes, and that's peculiar to my music, of course. So the first thing we can see is this pickup bar, bar 0, which is a 1 beat bar. It's actually the fourth beat of a 4/4 bar. You can see the sharp there, reminding you that all F's are sharp and are in the key of G major. And on beat 4 of this bar, we come in with two notes on the same button, a B on the push and a C on the pull. On this instrument, it's button number 5, push then pull. If you've got a third button start instrument, it'll be button 4. So push in for the B, pull out for the C, and this is what we call pos -1. So if I have my first finger on the fourth button down on this fourth button start instrument, and I place my fingers sequentially underneath, that's what I call position home. So one up from that I call position -1, and that's where we're starting. You can see crotchet equals 85, that's a metronome setting, but don't worry about that, just play the piece at the speed you can. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and you're in with your B and C note there. Okay? Pretty straightforward, and then you're into the first main bar on the next stave. Now this is an introduction that we're playing here, we're not getting into the song, so there's no words here, you'll see. And in this first proper bar, this first full bar, we've got this. We have D, B, A, G, A, G. So we have crotchet 2 quavers, crotchet 2 quavers, and the way you count that, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. So we're in this pos -1 position, so little finger push gives us D, third finger push gives us B, button above finger 2 pull gives us A, same button pushed in gives us G, pull out again to get the A, push in again to get the G. Push, push, pull, push, pull, push. And the bass line there, it's a bit crammed in I suppose, but you've got G, bass, G chord, G bass, D chord, G bass, G chord, and then D bass, G chord. And obviously that's dictated by the pushing and the pulling. It's all 2 buttons, it's buttons 4 and 3 outside row. Pushing gives you G bass and G chord, pulling gives you D bass and D chord. So you've got G bass, G chord, G bass, D chord, G bass, G chord, D bass, G chord. And the basses are written in capital letters and the chords are in lowercase. Put that with the right hand. Okay, so that's our first bar. Bar number 2, we're going to change position to position home, and although it won't feel like a change of position because of the diagonal staggered nature of the 2 rows. So you're on button 4 of the D row, diamond head, pulling will give you E, and the button below, still pulling finger 2 will give you G. Now that's tied to another quaver. That means you play the first note but not the second note. You just add the value of the second note to the first note. So you have 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and little change of position on the end there. So we've got E and G, fingers 1 and 2, pulling, still pulling, play the G again, go over to the G row for the A note and back to the G. Notice 2 semiquavers there, so you've got 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and. Now when you play the last beat of the bar, you come up 1 position to pos -1 where you started. You've got the F sharp on the G row and the E again on the D row. So normal head, diamond head. The bass line for all of that is C bass and C chord on the pull. It's buttons 4 and 3 on the inside row, and that gives us. Let's piece that together and we'll play the pickup bar and those first 2 bars.